Welcome to the Viscom booth here at NetCon China. I'm delighted to be joined by Guido Bornemann, who's the Asia Sales Manager. Nice to meet you, Guido.
Yes, nice to meet you, Trevor. Hello.
So, a couple of things we want to talk about today. Let's start off with, of course, the new machine on the booth, which is the 3088 DT.
Yes, correct.
So, tell us a little bit about that and what's new in it.
Yes, so we decided to go for this machine to integrate it into our China-related machine body in order to go a little bit more into the smartphone business here. Most of the smartphone lines are dual-track lines, and most of our current business in China is automotive, which is single, but we managed to get into a couple of smartphone production lines, and so we decided that we're going to put the dual-track system into our China model, the 3088, to really target the smartphone market, where we see China is getting a quite dominant role now.
Yeah, it seems to be sort of fragmenting a bit. I mean, there seems to be about half a dozen serious players here in China that seem to be opening up the market a bit.
In fact, yeah, so if you look at South China, we see Oppo, we saw Xiaomi, we see Vivo, Huawei, of course, and they are all expanding also into Southeast Asia, into India, and this is a market, when you want to go in these countries, you surely have to go through China, because decisions are made here in the headquarters, and quality is getting better, so means inspection is more and more needed, and people are looking into AXI now, and this is definitely a very interesting market to cover all of Asia, not only China.
Now, it's interesting you say that. I mean, that yes, decisions are made here, but the big new market, of course, is India. Are they going to be manufacturing these phones in India, or are they going to be manufacturing them here?
They're doing in India. So India has imposed some duties now on the import of smartphones, and a lot of these companies have decided to set up some factories in India and to really produce them in India. But nevertheless, the decisions and the qualifications are done here in China. So it means if you want to go into the smartphone market in India, you still have to go here to China to be qualified. Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, that's how it used to happen with the Apples, and that you had to go to the United States to get it qualified.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the same with our key customers, German automotives. So you also have to be qualified in Germany in order to sell globally.
So, you know, the other thing I wanted to touch on today was the topic of AI. It's a huge topic. It's of course, we're here in China, where they're going to try and, in many ways, dominate that market. But with regards to our industry and what Viscom is doing with AI, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on there?
Yeah, in fact, we are doing quite a lot with AI. So our long-term target is the so-called magic AOI. So in the long run, we want to have an AOI which does not need any human interference on the decision making. And for this one, AI is definitely necessary. There are a lot of developments, there are a lot of ideas which we are developing right now, which we are discussing with our key customers, so to synchronize what do they need, what are the ideas that we are having. And of course, every customer is very excited to hear about magic AOIs and no false calls AOIs. And there are a lot of obstacles still to overcome, but I believe we are on a good way. We have kicked off basically the AI development together in cooperation with our customers, and it is going to be definitely one of the focus of Viscom in the near future.
Now, one of the key things that have been announced recently in Europe is the European Union have put together a group of very distinguished experts on AI to develop a set of guidelines. Now, these are going to be more than guidelines because there's going to be some kind of accountability with it. How much is that going to affect your development?
Yeah, I mean, one thing with the AI is the problem that if the decision is made by a human, you still can talk to the human, and he will explain you why he made the decision. And AI makes a decision without telling you. And if in the end, coming back to the magic AOI, our target is to eliminate the operators. So it's not enough if the AI is making the right decision once, but you really have to make sure the AI is making the decision very reliable over many, many years.
Right.
And it's keep on learning, but you also have to somehow control the learning, because there's still humans. So a human-free production doesn't mean that you don't have no humans at all. So basically you're going to have like control centers which are still monitoring the production. And they really need to make sure that the AIs are making the right decisions.
Yeah, I think under the new guidelines, even though you're using a lot of automation for the automatic intelligence, there has to be a human at the end of that chain if there is a question asked about the decision that's been made.
Yes, correct. Basically what we specify is a little bit compared to the autonomous driving. So at the moment everything is in the control of the operator or in the human, and more, first the easy jobs, maybe the not so critical jobs will be outsourced. So it means you can gain experience with your AI and with your learning process. And in the long run, more and more will be handed over to the AI. But I believe that you never be able to completely replace all humans. You might get maybe a higher skilled jobs, but you still have, or you still need humans to control, to monitor, or to interfere if really something goes badly wrong.
But that person doesn't necessarily have to be sitting at the side of the production line.
No.
So I mean, you know, magic AI. Here's the question: do you think we're going to get to the magic of a lights-out factory someday?
Yes, if you consider the really shop floor, I think this is possible, but you will never be able to completely turn off the lights in the factory itself, because in these control centers, I believe you still need people. So on the shop floor, this could be really a vision for the future.
Guido, it's a fascinating debate. It's going to go on for a long time. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you very much, Trevor.